Hey everybody, it's Jill and we're cooking today. I am making chicken kebabs. I'm going to grill them on the fire, and I've got some tomatoes and some onions and some peppers, and I've got some wonderful chicken breasts that I'm cutting up right now. So hang tight and I'll be back. I have 4 boneless chicken breasts that and they're skinless, and I've been cutting up into about 1-inch cubes there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut up this last one. And depending on how big your chicken breast is, usually I find if I cut it like in thirds, if it's a small one, it's probably just down the center is all you need. And then I just take it and I cut it into about 1-inch cubes. Doesn't have to be perfectly 1-inch cubes, but about that. And if you like larger chunks, then go for it. That is fine. Okay. There we go. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and stick this in that glove off. Stick it into a gallon-sized bag. Just pile all those in there. And then I'm going to clean up this board, and I will get the chicken in the refrigerator until I'm done with the marinade, and then I'll be back. We are going to get started on the marinade, and it's pretty straightforward. And as I've said before, you know, I kind of do freestyle. So this is pretty much like what I normally do, and I'll show you the ingredients. I've got some soy sauce. You can use low salt if you like. And I have a little bit of sesame seed oil, the toasted kind, so you get that nice Asian flavor, because that's what I'm going for today, is kind of a Asian teriyaki kind of thing. And I have a little bit of seasoned rice vinegar. Now, you could use plain rice vinegar or a little lemon juice, just a little something to give kind of an acidic kind of touch to it. And a little tiny bit of liquid smoke, teaspoon probably. And then a little olive oil, because their chicken breasts are pretty dry. And this marinade is not going to be a lot in bulk, but because I'm putting it in a bag with the chicken, it's going to be able to go a long way. And then I've got some squeezed garlic, some dehydrated onion flakes, and some salt and pepper. So we're going to get started. Alright, I have just a clear, this is a pint-sized mason jar. You could use a jar, measuring cup, whatever. Just, you know, so you have something you can put it in. And I'm going to start with about a tablespoon of olive oil. And if you want to use a canola oil, safflower oil, something like that, you're more than welcome to. Get just a little bit more in there. Okay. And then I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of the toasted sesame. It's a pretty intense flavor, so you don't need much of that. And I'm going to put in just a little bit of the, in fact, I'm going to measure it, just a little bit of the vinegar. Just a teaspoon. And as I said, you could actually use white wine if you had it. I didn't have any. Me not having white wine is like amazing, but I didn't. And again, really light-handed on the liquid smoke. Maybe about a quarter, or even just less than a quarter, yeah, see, that's like 1/8 of a teaspoon, and I'm not even going to use all that, just a smidgen, just a smidgen. Okay, yeah, because it's very potent. And I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of the dried onion flakes, okay, and a good squeeze of garlic, maybe enough, 2 cloves worth. Now we can get it out of there. That's 1, 2. And let's see, a little pepper. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And because the soy sauce is pretty salty, I'm not going to put a lot of salt in there. And then I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce in. Because as I said, because you're using a plastic bag or at least I'm using a plastic bag for marinating. You don't need a lot. So let's see, I got the olive oil, sesame oil, the vinegar, onions, pepper, salt, soy sauce. Okay, I've got it all. So I'm gonna give this a good shake. And of course, you know, if there's any of these flavors you don't like, you could leave them out. But this is a nice kind of a teriyaki flavor. And I just remembered something I want to put in there, and that is a little bit of sugar. So I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to put, oh my gosh, I don't know, just how about a pinch, 1/8 of a teaspoon, something like that. Just enough to give it, it's going to help caramelize it and just give it a little bit of a sweetness. Even though you put the vinegar in there for an acid, a little bit of sugar in there is just going to make it delish, delish. All right, that's good and mixed up. I'm going to get my chicken meat and we're going to go ahead and do the marinating. I just took my chicken meat out of the fridge. It's important that you keep that cold at all times. All right, so I'm going to pour this marinade in here. Everything gets out of there. Okay. Seal it up and kind of smush some of that air out of there. Okay, that looks good. And I'm just going to give it a good toss. Make sure it is all really well coated, which it looks like it appears to be. So I'm going to stick that in the fridge. With my arm here. I'm going to stick that in the fridge. I'm going to toss it, you know, every hour. And it's early. We're going to eat this probably in a good 2 or 3 hours. And again, you don't have to marinate it that long. Even if you were able to give it an hour, that would be great. But I've got the time and it'll just get better the longer it marinates. And I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to use some onion and some bell pepper. And I have some little cherry tomatoes and I'll skewer those up and then they're going to go on the barbecue and we are going to have a delicious dinner. So we'll be back. We're back and it's actually the following day. Things got out of control last night and we ended up just leaving the chicken in the fridge for the night, but we're ready to go today. So I'm going to show you what I've got here. I'm going to do a couple of skewers for you to see. And we're going to stick that on the barbecue and I'm going to give the chicken probably 40 minutes and I've got some other vegetables that will go separately. So come on down. What I've got here are some red cherry tomatoes. Well, actually they're those little cute little ones. I've got some yellow bell pepper and I've got some red onion. And the reason I chose this is because this is what I had in my refrigerator and I needed to use it before it went bad. So that's what we're doing. Then of course I have my chicken here. It's all marinated. It looks fab. So what I do the tomatoes separately, because if you put them on at the same time you put your chicken on, like if you know, you see these beautiful skewers, don't you, in the magazines, and all the vegetables and meat are all skewered together and it looks perfect. Well, it's not, because those tomatoes cook so quickly that they're mush before you know it. So I'm going to string a bunch of these tomatoes on here and I'm actually going to put them on a piece of, like, there we go, put them on a piece of aluminum foil, and that's how I'm going to grill them, is on the foil. Because if I was to put them, you know, directly on the grill, they probably would just start falling through as they cooked. So this is how I do my tomatoes. I'll do a couple more here. All right, and I can finish that skewer out before I put it on. But see, that's what I do. I just thread them on there, then lay them on some foil. And the chicken. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate bell pepper, onion, and chicken. That's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to start with a piece of chicken. There's no rhyme or reason. You can start with a vegetable if you want. Bring it down here, so I've got to hold on to that. So I'm going to put some bell pepper on there. Another piece of chicken and a slice of red pepper, and as you can see I've got 3 little layers there. 2 or 3 is plenty, and it will grill up real nice. Fold this one over a little bit to get a little more grab. There we go. Some more bell pepper.
You can add whatever you want to that.
Oh, absolutely. Mushrooms.
Zucchini, mushrooms.
Oh yes, yes, yes. So that's, yeah, this is, as I said.
Potatoes, I guess.
This is, yeah, well, you have to cook them probably pretty.
Yeah.
But this is what I had, so this is what I'm using. And yeah, he's right, the director is right, that you can use any vegetables you want.
And you can use multicolored
Oh yeah,
peppers.
peppers. He's got it now. Okay, and I think I'm going to end with these peppers because I'm right at the bottom. So there you are. Isn't that lovely? So I'm just going to put those on a plate and I'm going to finish this up. And when I'm done, I'll bring you back and you can see the whole array of veggies and meats. And then I'll probably take you out at the grill and we'll put it on. So we'll be back. Here is my labor of love. I have strung together all these skewers. As you can see, I ran out of yellow pepper and I had some green pepper, so I incorporated that. I don't know, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 8 skewers, maybe 9. Then I did 3 skewers of cherry tomatoes because that's a lot of tomatoes. I had more, but decided I could use those in a salad. So this is what we're going to put on the grill. And I have a Traeger and I'm going to get it rolling at about 350 degrees. And I'm going to smoke it with some mesquite, I think. That will be really good. So I'm going to get the grill going and I'm going to put this in the fridge so it stays cold, don't forget. And when we get the grill going and we're ready to put the meat on, we'll be back. All right, we are ready to go here. I got my barbecue all lined up with 350 degree temperature. And you see I'm putting these opposite instead of this way. Because if you put them this way, they might fall out. I'm just going to stagger these.
Aren't you going to have any, Tony?
It does look really good, doesn't it? Gosh. Okay. So I'm going to give this 15 minutes and I will come out and I will turn them and I will put the tomatoes on. Oh, I'll put the tomatoes on after I turn them and I know that I've got about 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left at the most. And then I'll put those tomatoes on and they'll be just done. You know, we don't want them too overdone. Anyway, that's it. I'm looking forward to dinner tonight. You ready for the bite?
I'm ready for the bite.
This cooked for about 20 minutes, I think, probably. And the tomatoes were quick. They were like 10 minutes. Okay, you try that. It's perfect. Looks delicious.
I don't get to try it with the...
Oh, yeah, go ahead. With the onions and all, sure.
I want the full bite.
He wants a full bite. Yeah. No.
Of course it's...
Here, let me put this up for you.
Help. No. She'll cut this
It's
out.
challenging. Here you go.
There we go.
All right.
I wanted some of each.
Yeah. What do you think?
Too big a bite.
Too big a bite. Okay, so I'm going to try just the chicken and a little onion. It does look like a big bite.
Wow.
Too big to eat.
If you don't have a Traeger, you need one.
Boy.
Do you have the Traeger on your site?
No.
You should.
Everything is so good. I'm going to take a tomato here. We're
Juicy?
going to, oh, juicy.
We're
We're going to eat. It turned out fabulous. And you know, this is one of those recipes that's hard to write down. You know, tablespoon of olive oil, some soy sauce, some garlic, some herbs of your favoriteness. Put it all together, let it marinate for a while, throw it on the grill, and you've got some delicious chicken.
And we have a great salad to go with it.
Oh, we do, and
Spinach, goat cheese,
oh yeah,
cranberries,
and hazelnuts with a wonderful vinaigrette I made.
Yep.
And we're going to
polenta.
We've got polenta. Are you ready to eat?
I am.
Definitely. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends. Subscribe.
Yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed, say subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Tell your friends. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.